In this video, you want to find out which IPO was the best IPO of 2020. I've got 26 companies that are going to go head to head in 5 rounds. Who will survive? Stay tuned to find out. What's going on, you investors? My name is Jose and welcome back to Rico Suave IPOs. If you want to learn everything about upcoming IPOs, then you came to the right place. So make sure you click the like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. So today we have 26 companies going head to head to see who was the best IPO of 2020. Now, here's a list of the companies with a disclaimer. As you can see, I do own some of these companies. I just want to make sure that you guys know before we begin. If you want to access my IPO portfolio, which by the way, I'm up 46% on it, then you can join my Patreon. The link is going to be in the description. If you're wondering why I love IPOs so much, well, the IPO performance in the US, according to the Renaissance IPO Index, has outperformed the S&P 500 this year by almost 100%. So yeah, there is money to be made investing in IPOs. Also, the all-time largest US and global IPO was back in 2014, and that was when Alibaba went public with a deal size of $21 billion, guys. Now, followed by Visa. In fourth place, Facebook. All right, so how is this going to work? Well, in round one, we're going to look at the company's share price movement. In round two, we're going to look at the total return of these companies when compared to the S&P 500. Those who survive the first couple of rounds will move on to round three, where we're going to look at the latest quarter earnings. In round four, we're going to look at the trailing 12-month return, or the TTM, to see how these companies have performed financially in the last 12 months. And last but not least, in round five, we're going to look at the Analyst Ratings to see if the people in Wall Street are bullish about these companies in the future. I just want to say this is my list of the best IPOs of 2020. If you disagree, you can make your own list. It took a long time to research this video, so please make sure you like and subscribe. All right, let's begin. A quick shout out to my patrons. Your generosity and contributions allow me to do what I love to do and keep the channel growing, so thank you. If you like my content and want to see more of it, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. I've got 3 different tiers full of benefits like portfolio updates, private Discord channels, and a one-on-one phone call. All right, so let's begin with Airbnb. You can see right there that Airbnb, this past year, the share price is up $80.10, which is 117% this year. So Airbnb is going to be going ahead. Next, we got C3AI, and C3AI share price is up $17 this year, or 17%. So very good. C3AI will be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got American Well, and the share price of American Well is up $2.81, or 11%. So good. American Well will be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got Asana, and Asana is up $3.25 this year, so 12%, very good, advancing. Academy Sports and Outdoors is up $6.76 this year, or 55%, very good, so it's going to be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got Bentley Systems, and Bentley Systems up $13, or 61%, very good, it's going to be advancing as well. Casper Sleep, ooh, ouch. Casper Sleep share price actually down $8 this year, or 55%. So this company, Casper Sleep, would not be advancing to round number 2. If you don't know what Casper Sleep is, it's a company that mails you out your mattresses like in a box, and then when you receive it, you have to unfold it and all that good stuff. It IPO earlier this year, I think it was February, but it was very famous, and I made sure that it was on this list, but unfortunately, it would not be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got Corsair Gaming, and it's up $22 this year, or 133%. So Corsair advancing to round number 2. DoorDash down $29 this year. They just IPO a couple weeks ago, so it's down 16%. Unfortunately, it would not be advancing to round number 2. I know a lot of people out there are not going to be happy about this one, but it is what it is, you know. It's my measurements. So unfortunately, DoorDash will not be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got JFrog, and this is another good one. Great one. Shout out to my boy JMac out there. JFrog, unfortunately, is down this year, $4.47, or 6%. So it will not be advancing to round number 2 as well. GoodRx up $12.63, or 38%. So GoodRx is going to be advancing to round number 2. It's one of the rare IPOs that when it did IPO, it was actually a profitable company. We don't see that very often on this channel if you've been following. Next, we got Lemonade, and here's a big company. It's up $54 this year, or 109%. So Lemonade is going to be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got Lair Superfoods, and it looks like they are up $16.58, or 51%. So Lair moving up to round number 2. McAfee, unfortunately, it will not be advancing to round number 2. It looks like they are down $3.99, or 20% in the last year. So unfortunately, McAfee got the chop, and it will not be advancing to round number 2. Ozon, the Russian Amazon, is up $14.50, or 48% this year, so they will be advancing to round number 2. Palantir Technologies, up $17.27, or 172% this year, so they will be advancing as well. EMO Inc., ticker symbol POW, up 99 cents or 95 cents. They barely made it to the round. This year they're up 42% though, so they will be advancing to round number 2. PubMatic, $26.76, up $6.76 this year, so up 33%. Very good. They will be advancing as well. They just IPO'd too a couple weeks ago, so very good. I think it was this last week. Rocket companies, Rocket Mortgages, right? They have they price at $22, and they are up $4.15, so 23% up this year. They will be advancing. Root, unfortunately, the insurance company, the mobile insurance solution, it looks like they will not be advancing this year. It's actually one of my biggest losers. I only got a few shares, but it has not done well this year since its IPO. I'm assuming it's due to competition, but they will not be advancing to round number 2. They are down $12.80, or 47% this year. Next, we got Snowflake, and man, was this big one, big IPO, big pop during the IPO. Warren Buffett bought like 1 billion shares of this one, so yeah, this was a huge IPO for this year. If we are going just on popularity, Snowflake is probably the most popular IPO of the year, but we're not going just by that. But anyway, right here, Snowflake is up $79.45, or 32% this year, so they will be advancing to round number 2. Next, we got Sumo Logic, and they are up $2.75, or 10% this year, so positive. They're going to be advancing as well. Telos, up $2.51, or 11% this last year, so very good. They will be advancing to round number 2. Unity, up $76, or 101%. Very good. I love Unity. I have a few shares, I think, of Unity, so just a great company. Upstart, up $15, or 75%, so very, very good. They also will be advancing to round number 2. Context Logic, or Wish. Unfortunately, guys, Wish has not done well since they IPO. It looks like this last year they are down only 5%, but they also going to get the chop. They will not be advancing to round number 2. All right, so here's your list of the people that are going to be advancing to round number 2. Unfortunately, we got rid of a few good ones, guys. I'm not going to lie, JFrog and DoorDash, Wish, but not everyone can win. There can only be one winner, right? So let's go on to round number 2. And let me know if you are enjoying this video in the comments below. And what is your guess? Who do you think is going to win? Put it in the comments below as you watch this video. In round number 2, we're going to pit these companies against the S&P 500 to see how they perform. All right, let's start with Airbnb. You can see right there, the Airbnb total return this year is 102% when compared to S&P 500 of only 18%. Airbnb is doing really, really well. So Airbnb is going to be advancing to round number 3. Next, we got AI, or C3 AI. You can see right there that the total return is 22% this year compared to the S&P 500, 18%. So they do as well advance to the next round. Next, we got American Well. American Well's return 16.56%. Unfortunately, not enough to beat the S&P 500 return of 18%. So American Well will not be advancing to round number 3. Next, we got Asana, and Asana's yield a return of 1.1% when compared to the S&P 500, 18%. So Asana will not be advancing to round number 3. It has not outperformed the S&P 500, unfortunately. So goodbye, Asana. See you, sayonara. Next, we got American Sports, and American Sports have return of 45% when compared to S&P 500, 18%. Very good. They've done very well. We got Bentley Systems is next, and they have a total return of 62% when compared to 18% of S&P 500. So then again, they have outperformed the S&P 500. So they will be moving on to round number 3. Next, we got Corsair Gaming. That's my boy Trevor's favorite, right? They have 120% return this year when compared to the S&P 500 guys of 18%. So they've done amazing. I cannot complain about Corsair. I got a few shares and I am loving the company, that's for sure. Next, we got GoodRx, and GoodRx have a total return of 28% when compared to the 18% of the S&P 500. So they have outperformed the S&P 500, so they will be moving on as well. Next, we got Lemonade. Lemonade has got a 49% return compared to the S&P 500, 18%, so very good. They'll be advancing. Next, we got Laird Superfood. Laird Superfood, only 10% return compared to the S&P 500, 18% return. So Laird Superfood will be getting the chop. This round, it will not be advancing to round number 3. Next, we got Ozon, and Ozon's got a 53% when compared to the 18% of the S&P 500, so Ozon advancing as well. Palantir, 172% return when compared to the 18% of S&P 500, so very good. It's going to be advancing to round number 3. Next, we got MO or POW. Total return 41% compared to the S&P 500, 18%, so it will be advancing. Next, we got Pubmatic. Total return of 38% compared to the 18% of S&P 500, so very good, advancing as well. We got Rocket Companies. 4% compared to the 18% of the S&P 500. Not well. It has not done well. It did not outperform the S&P 500 this year, so unfortunately, it will not be advancing to round number 3. So Rocket got the chop. Next, we got Snowflake, and Snowflake is down 29% when compared to the S&P 500, 18%. So Snowflake advancing to round number 3. Very good. Sumo Logic. Sumo Logic has underperformed big time compared to the S&P 500. They returned negative 2.2%. So they did not beat the S&P 500 this year, unfortunately. So they will not be advancing to round number 3. Telos, with a 15% return compared to the 17.86% of the S&P 500. It has not outperformed the S&P 500 either as well. So Telos, it breaks my heart, guys, because I love me some Telos, and I do have some Telos shares, and I keep buying them because I think that the future of the company is going to be amazing. But unfortunately, Telos will not be advancing to round number 3. Next, we got Unity, and Unity's got 114% return when compared to only 18% of the S&P 500. So Unity advancing to round number 3. Next, we got Upstart, 78% return, S&P 500, 18%. So no problem there. Beat it easy, right? Upstart advancing to round number 3. All right, so advancing to round number 3, we got Academy Sports, Airbnb, Ammo Inc., Bentley Systems, C3AI, Corsair, GoodRx, Lemonade, Ozon, Palantir, Pubmatic, Snowflake. And that is it, Unity and Upstart, guys. So we got rid of some good ones in the second round, right? It breaks my heart that Telos didn't make it. But guys, you know, it is what it is. We're trying to find out the best IPO of 2020. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. And let's go on to round number 3. Round number 3, we're going to look at the latest quarter's earnings, all right, to see how this company stacked up. You know, do they have any positive earnings? Do they deserve to move on to round number 4? Let's begin. Starting with Airbnb, and so you can say right there, they don't have any earnings reports yet this last quarter. They just IPO'd this last week, so we're not going to hold that against them. So they will be advancing to round number 4 just by default. But just be aware that these rounds are getting harder and harder and harder. So not a lot of companies are going to make it through, but because they haven't reported earnings yet, we're not going to hold that against them. So automatically by default, Airbnb will be advancing to round number 4. Next, we got Ammo, and it's the same situation. They haven't reported yet, so they will be advancing as well. Academy Sports, they reported actual EPS of 91 cents per share, so very good. They're going to be advancing to round number 4. Bentley Systems, they reported an EPS of 17 cents per share. Very good. Positive returns, right? So they're going to be advancing as well. C3AI, same situation. They haven't reported any earnings yet, so we're not going to hold that against them. We're just going to automatically push them forward. Corsair Gaming, they have an actual EPS of 54 cents per share. Positive. Earnings per share, so very good. They will be advancing to round number 4. GoodRx, they have an EPS of negative 21 cents per share. So unfortunately, GoodRx is going to get the chop this round. But hey, they had a good run, right? Great company, but they have a negative earnings per share. So they will not be advancing to round number 4. Ozon, same situation. They haven't reported yet. We're not going to hold that against them, okay? They'll be advancing. Palantir, they have a earnings per share of 6 cents per share. Very good. Positive earnings per share. So they will be advancing to round number 4. Pubmatic, haven't reported yet. They just IPO'd this last week, so we're not going to hold that against them, okay? Snowflake, they haven't reported any earnings per share for some reason this year, but we're not going to hold that against them, right? I think they're going to be advancing to the next round. Unity, they have a negative earnings per share of 9 cents per share. So unfortunately, Unity, this is as far as Unity goes. Unity will not be advancing to round number 4. Upstart, they haven't reported any earnings per shares, right? So we're not going to hold that against them. So advancing to round number 4, we got Academy Sports, Airbnb, Ammo, Bentley, C3AI, Corsair, Snowflake, Awesome, Palantir, and Pubmatic. We did get rid of a few this last round, but like I said, some of these companies are so new, they haven't reported earnings, so we're not going to hold that against them. So we're just automatically going to push them to round 4, so they worked out to their advantage. But round 4 is going to start getting really, really hard. So let's see what round 4 is all about. Round 4 is all about that trailing 12-month or TTM. This is very important, guys, because this is a measurement on how the company has performed financially in the last 12 months, okay? So very, very important thing to measure and to keep an eye on. So let's begin round number 4, see who can survive. In round number 4, we're going to begin with Airbnb, and you can see right there that they have a TTM of negative $686 million. Unfortunately, Airbnb will not be advancing to round number 5 or final round. I'm afraid a lot of these companies are not going to be able to advance unless they've done very, very well in the last 12 months and they actually have a positive operating cash flow. So Airbnb will not be advancing to round number 5. Ammo also will not be advancing to round number 5 to have a negative TTM of $5 million, but they had a good run. I do like Powell. I always said that people are always going to need water, food, and ammo. So if you're looking for something to invest out there, I do own 100 shares of Ammo. It's very cheap right now. You know, I see this company probably going up all the way up to $10 here soon. So we'll see. But anyway, that's for another video, right? Ammo will not be advancing to round number 5, unfortunately. Academy Sports, they have a TTM of $1 billion. And that's what I like to see right there, guys. A positive TTM, operating cash flow. So of course, Academy Sports is going to be advancing to the final round. Next, we got Bentley Systems. They got a positive TTM of $228 million. So Bentley, congratulations, going to the final round. C3AI. Ooh, this one's going to hurt a lot of you out there. I know how much you guys love C3AI, but unfortunately, they do have a negative TTM of $39 million, guys. So C3AI will not be advancing to the final round to see who is the best IPO of 2020. Next, we got Corsair Gaming, and Corsair, they have a positive TTM of $136 million. So Corsair will be advancing to the final round. Next, we got Lemonade. Lemonade, ooh, this is as far as it goes with Lemonade. They have a negative TTM of $88 million. So Lemonade disqualified. Next, we got Ozon, and Ozon's got a negative TTM of $6 billion with a B, guys. So Ozon, this is as far as the Russian Amazon will go, but they had a good run, right? They almost made it into the top of the final round. Next, we got Palantir. Palantir's got a positive TTM of $56 million. Very good. So they will be advancing to the final round. Next, we got Pubmatic, and Pubmatic also has a positive TTM of $28 million. So very good. They're going to be advancing to the final round. Next, we got Snowflake, and oh, sorry for you guys that out there that love Snowflake. Unfortunately, this is as far as Snowflake goes. They have a negative TTM of $107 million. So goodbye, Snowflake. Not going to make it to the final round. Next, we got Upstart Holdings, and Upstart Holdings also with a negative $42 million TTM. So got the chop, not going to the final round. All right, so advancing to round 5 or the final round, we only got our top 5, guys. We got Academy Sports, Bentley Systems, Corsair, Palantir, and Pubmatic. That is 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So, guys, we're going by the numbers over here. You know, I haven't given you any of my preferences or whatever, but we just trying to be fair to everyone. We're going by the strict numbers, right? On this final round, we're going to be looking at the analyst ratings, okay? How bullish or bearish are the analysts about these companies and the company's future? Very, very important, you know, what Wall Street thinks. I know us as retail investors, we don't like to think that it is important, but, you know, if these companies don't get good propaganda, then they might not get good, you know, contracts, they might not get good partners and all that good stuff. So final round is all about those analyst ratings, so let's find out. All right, so let's start with Academy Sports. And down there, you can see that they have an average analyst rating of 4.75. This is going from 1 being very bearish to 5 being very bullish, guys. So they're almost at the top of the food chain right there, 4.75 analyst rating. So very good, Academy Sports. Very good analyst rating. Next, we got Bentley Systems, and they have an average analyst rating of 4.0. Very nice, very bullish rating as well. Next, we got Corsair Gaming, and the average analyst rating for Corsair Gaming is 4.44%. Very nice, almost at 5% as well. Palantir analyst rating, unfortunately, is only 2.57, so it's kind of like below neutral, guys. So Palantir probably will not be the winner of this round, unfortunately. It's my baby. I love me some Palantir. It's probably my biggest position as well in my IPO portfolio. Again, guys, if you want to look at my IPO portfolio, there's going to be a link in the description below to my Patron. So Palantir, not the best analyst ratings in the world. Next, we got Popmatic. It has no analyst rating as well, so it's disqualified automatically, guys, because this is the final round. All right, guys, so when you put all of this together, there's only one company that survived all brutal, grueling 5 rounds, and that was, congratulations to the best IPO 2020, Academy Sports and Outdoors. Guys, this was a tough one to do. This took a long time to do, but I had a lot of fun making this video, guys, and there will be an annual best IPO of the year on this channel every year from now on. So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with this list? Do you think I was fair to these companies? And did the one that you think was gonna win? I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. More important than that, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon.
I bring up the pain, Rick the mind. I make the market rain like acid rain. An investing channel you ever know, ya. I think you build your house, your money, leave you broke, son.